And if there are things that have gone wrong, it's also important to apologize. Yeah. Apologizing doesn't mean that you are dumb. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you are, you know, you are trying to belittle yourself. Yeah. If you have made a wrong decision, if you have made a mistake, yeah, say sorry. Wow. And learn from it.
Wow, Irene, yeah, we're talking change management. You have heard from Irene there. Managing change means that you have got to be real to the people that you're leaving, and also you've got to be real to the people of where you are going, and don't burn the bridges, because you might go back tomorrow to pick a leaf or two from there, or you might just have a turnaround to go back. The CEO Bench will take a break, and when we come back, Irene will dive into transformation and of course our work life at Diwala. Stay right there, we'll be right back after the break.
My name is Dr. Jinpo Olowo. Thank you for watching House of Talent Television. I love to inspire people. I love to talk about my experiences and how God has been able to use me in the different exposures. And through the leadership, through change management and transformation, I've been able to do a couple of things in my life. Now, are you a kind of person who is tired of your status quo? Do you want your situation to change? Are you tired of what is going on in your life? You know, change is a fact of life. We've all been through experiences in the last couple of months that have taken us to a place where we need to do something about our lives. We need to change whatever is going on. So if you have not piled up investment for yourself, you need to do that. If you've not done businesses to hold your family in future, you need to do that. Are you thinking of full-time employment? You need to be thinking about your life after employment or your business in the next couple of years. So if you want us to chat, if you want us to talk about this, please get in touch with us at SEAL Uganda on number 0772443085, or check our website www.sealuganda.com, or on all the social media handles. You can hook me up or Facebook, that is Jinpo Olowo, on Instagram, Jinpo Olowo, and on Twitter and LinkedIn. Then we can chat a way forward with you. We can help you, we can coach you, we can walk with you this journey of financial freedom. Thank you.
There's a lot that is involved in the civil society organizations. There's leadership in itself, there's management of processes, there's management of the human resource, there's fundraising, there's research. It's a lot that needs to be done. And many times there is a feeling that that is too much for a woman, because she has other traditional roles that she needs to do as at home. So many times as people are looking for leaders in civil society organizations, the priority is usually given to men, because of our society that feels that men have the time, men have the capacity, men have the ability to lead, to take this organization
For me,
to greater heights.
Leadership is a privilege of moving people towards a destiny. And for me, it would be towards God's agenda.
It is a CEO bench. My name is Ed Yokela, Irene Mutuzo, who is the business development manager for Diwala and the PR at the same time. It's interesting to note how you're doing these things and how the journey has been. But first, coming back to the show from where we left, you talked very profoundly about change management and how you were able to manage change moving forward. A lot of us find it very difficult, to be honest with you, to move from one point to the next point. Some people are stuck in jobs. They can't move 15 years, 20 years, no personal development, no self-awareness. The leadership journey is completely severely limited, that they are not able to move from one point to the next, and so there is no growth. Now, when there is no growth, there is no transformation. Yeah. We want to go to the transformation, Irene. And transformation means you have managed change, and if you manage change, you transform to a different person, and if you did transform from a different person, you transform the community. We begin to see the transformation in the community. You've been to different places. Yeah. Describe for us the transformation in different places that you have been to.
Okay, so where do I begin from?
First of all, what is your understanding of transformation, the word transformation?
Transformation to me means change, but it also doesn't mean changing completely. You know, there are aspects of yourself that make who you are. Yeah. You know, those values. Just because you have moved to another place, and maybe there are certain things that aren't going right in that place, doesn't mean that you change your values. Yeah. So yes, much as you know, you change and you transform, which is growth. If there are certain values that you stand for, they need to continue being there, because values make you. All these things can go, you know, and even when you're out of a job, people eventually forget you, but people do not forget who you are. Yeah. People do not forget the values that make you. Yeah. So for me, that is very, very important.
So do you think Irene Esther Mutuzo or Mutuzo Irene Esther have been a transformative person everywhere you've been?
I would like to say yes.
How did you know that you have been a transformative person? Yes.
For example, again, at New Vision, the pullout that we began grew, really grew, and even to date, it's now quite big. It's been rebranded, and every time I look at the pullout, I no longer send articles, but I'm proud. I'm proud and I'm humbled about how far we have come. I think I've been transformative in the poetry space as well. And when I see a lot of budding poets coming up, I'm happy. And one of the things I do in the poetry space is I sit on the Lantern Meat Foundation board, where we provide
Daniel Mutembesa.
Yes, the Lantern Meat of Poets. That's where I grew as a poet, and we provide a space and initiatives for writers, filmmakers, poets to be able to grow their art, to train them in their art, so that we can get African work out there. Yeah. And I'm happy that I'm also transformative in that way, you know, encouraging those young people and helping to train them. In my role at Green Hill Schools, I'm happy that, you know, when I came in, I was literally beginning the PR and marketing department. Yeah. And, you know, it took a lot of work, of course, with a great team. And I keep telling people that you can have great ideas, but if you do not have a team, you know, behind you, a team with you, then those ideas, you know, won't happen. So for me, you know, having a great team, having a great leader, we grew a really, really strong department. At Diwala, my Diwala is transformative. And the things that we are doing, the things that we have in our minds, our vision, my God, it excites me. And I love that we are making change. I love that we are improving lives. We are solving day-to-day challenges. And I can't wait to share that.
I want to go straight to that, by the way, Irene. But first,
you also talked about transformation in terms of the community. For me, it's been listening to your community. From a business perspective, and I'll talk about the tech world. If you build something on your own with your own ideas, yes, it may be a brilliant idea, but it may not be taken up by the people that you're trying to build it for. So it's important to listen to the people that you're trying to transform, or you're trying to take change to. What are their fears? What do they like? What do they not like? This thing that you have built, this product that you have built, as you continually test it out, when you're given feedback, do you go back and continuously improve that product?
Irene, I'm just looking at some of the messages that have come to me right now, which I would like to read it to you before we go to the next 5 questions of, the final rest of this interview. Number 1, Eddie Okela, thank you very much. I have been following that lady. I'm an OB of Green Hills Academy. She talks very profoundly about our school and my former school. I now live and work abroad in the UK. Ask Irene, not everyone is privileged, or no, I think he meant to say not everyone is privileged to be where you are. And what would you say to somebody who is not privileged to get to be privileged like you? I'm not sure if privilege is given that way, but
this is relative.
Yes. So I think what I understand from Daniel here is an OB of Green Hills Academy. He says you talk very profoundly about the school. I think what Daniel is basically asking for is that how do you get there? It's not really about, I've not heard you talked about being that I come from a privileged background, or I was privileged to have this, or I was given this, or done this. What I've seen from your story is a story of I'm rising to the top, but I have been very intentional about this growth. I've been very intentional about the things I want to do and the things I want to achieve. So Daniel's perhaps want to understand, how can one get to that level like you? That's what Daniel is looking for in actual.
I'll share 3 things.
Yes.
1, God. If you want to do something, or if you're not even sure about where you want to go, ask God.
Yes.
So for me, there are days, there are times I've been like, God, I don't know what I need to do. I don't know the path I need to take. Please guide me. Place me in the places you think are the best for me. Place me in places you think I'm going to make an impact. So 1, God. No 2 ways about it. Then 2, do not be afraid to ask. Do not be afraid to learn. And I'll still go back to that point in my life where I had to ask Mr. Kabushenga for those opportunities.
Yes.
And sometimes we are so scared to ask, We are so scared to walk into a room or walk into an office and ask, do you have any work? Do you have any position, say a voluntary position I can take up? I'm a part-time worker now. Is there an opportunity for me to be a full-time worker? Like sometimes we are so scared to ask, yet when you ask, you actually open a door for yourself. We are scared to learn. We are scared to try out new things. And one of the reasons some of us do not grow or do not move from somewhere is because we are scared of the unknown, which is okay. All of us are, when you're getting into a new field, you do not know what you are going to what you're going to encounter. You absolutely do not know. But the only way you will know is if you actually get into it. And if you fail, it is okay. It's like a business.
Full marks for trying, eh?
Yes. It's like a business. And when you listen to a lot of these entrepreneurs, in many of their journeys, they'll tell you maybe they started one business or two businesses that failed, but then they later learned from those failures.
Yeah.
So also never being afraid to fail.
Wow.
Because we are so afraid to fail, we do not try.
Wow.
And that holds us back.
Wow. Well, you're hearing the heart of a new CEO in the making. She's on a rise to the top. Irene Mutuzo, welcome. A great conversation. Coming from Ediwato Ochom, these are one of the people who actually nominated you. I would want to hear his opinion of how you applied for law, and then first week in the law school, you decided to abandon and take off. Ediwato Ochom is a very good lawyer. I wonder I've always told him law is a lot of templates and stuff like that. So if a person is going to do so many things, people like us, like me, will be very bored immediately when I get to law, because I feel like I don't have enough space. Then here you are, you're talking about that. But let me read you a comment from Ediwato Ochom, one of the people who nominated you on this program. Great conversation, Eddie Okila, Eddie and Irene. Irene is pushing the boundaries in Uganda through her work at Diwala. Digital verification services in a country full of fraud is such a timely and excellent conversation. That is coming from Ochom as a comment. I want to read you another one coming. Eddie Okila, thank you very much. I'm following the CEO bench from Rwanda, Kigali. Tell my cousin from another mother. She's actually my sister.
Hi.
Yes, that's okay. Dale right there in Kigali, Rwanda.